Hello, good morning. Myself K. Sibesh, and welcome to Sriram's IAS. As usual, we bring you some important topics of modern India, and in order to develop the more clarity and understanding about the subject. So here, today we will discuss about Rowlatt Act. Rowlatt Act This act was intended to bring the power of the state in a superlative character, and after this act, Indian would lose the political rights. So in fact, due to the rising revolutionary activities, the British government wanted to suppress the Indians and thereafter to create the atmosphere of fear. So in this regard, this Rowlatt Act was passed. In fact, on one hand, the British presented the reform of Government of India Act 1919, which was establishment of diarchy in the provinces. Diarchy in provinces. And at the same time, the British government came with this draconian law called Rowlatt Act. So this is carrot and this is the stick. So Rowlatt Act was brought into force. In fact, the emergency provision which was introduced in the beginning of the First World War, 1915, the British government had imposed extraordinary power of the state, and the emergency ordinances were imposed. There was no freedom of speech. There was preventive detention. In fact, the same act was to be continued. Therefore, in 1918, a sedition committee was constituted. So, sedition committee led by Rowlatt to frame the law to inquire the sedition activities in India. That law was implemented. It is also known as anarchical and revolutionary act. (1919). So this sedition committee was constituted, and which is also known as anarchical or the revolutionary act. So what actually I conveyed to you, that on one hand, the British said that we are presenting the responsible government in provinces by the means of diarchy. But on the other hand, the stick of the British hit the dot, and here the Rowlatt Act was passed. So this ordinance or the emergency provision that was in 1915 passed as per the Defence of India Act, in which all the powers of the Indians was curtailed. Thereafter, that has to be continued, and then 1918, Indian Sedition Committee was constituted under Rowlatt. And then this is also known as anarchical or the Revolutionary Act of 1919. So after this act, Indians completely lost the political freedom. There was no political freedom to the Indians, completely lost the political freedom. Indians could be arrested without any formal trial up to 2 years. So therefore, this is something the modern constitutional provisions like habeas corpus has been suspended completely. And that is the reason why there was a massive unrest in India. And at the same time, you can say this law, without any appeal, without any argument, without any court, justice has been done. Bina appeal, bina vakil, bina dalil, justice was done. So that is how the Rowlatt Act was implemented. So Gandhi came to know this is the time when Gandhi already had established a very powerful leadership with mass base of the peasant and workers, and youth was behind the Gandhi and greatly supported the Satyagraha, the biggest philosophy. So Gandhi called this act as a Black Act. And Gandhi decided to go for All India movement for the first time. All India movement. So Rowlatt Act was first All India initiative taken by Gandhi. This question was asked few years back. So All India movement had started. Gandhi decided to call a strike on 6th April 1919. 6th April 1919. It was All India strike. I told you that this is for the first time Gandhi was using the experiment on the All India level, or any movement before that was focused on the regional at the provincial level maximum. But this is the first experiment you can see about the All India character. So 6th April 1919, All India strike was called, which was with the massive success. All India strike was called, which was with the massive success. So Gandhi was taking the lead. Meanwhile, you'll find that despite the fact that Gandhi made it very clear that entire movement will be non-violent movement, there was stray violence at many places, and therefore the Gandhi was quite suspicious. However, he tried all the methods. In fact, Indian Home Rule League was also utilized by Gandhi to mobilize the Rowlatt Satyagraha, anti-Rowlatt Satyagraha. So this question was also you are asked in the examination. If you look at the options of few questions related to the Rowlatt Act. So Gandhi used the Indian Home Rule League to mobilize the anti-Rowlatt Satyagraha. There was stray violences at many places, and here you'll find the worst violence was there the 13th April 1919 at Jallianwala Bagh. Therefore, Gandhi waited for a few days, and 18th April 1919, he decided to take back the Rowlatt Satyagraha. Gandhi said that masses in India are immature. The leadership of Congress are untrained. Therefore, the launching mass movement was an Himalayan blunder. So Gandhi called this Satyagraha as Himalayan blunder. Himalayan blunder. So he decided to take back the Rowlatt Satyagraha. So $1 million sue is that the concept of Himalayan blunder, that Gandhi was not confident about the leadership that was taking the lead in the All India initiative. But Jallianwala Bagh incident. Jallianwala Bagh incident, it was a shocking affair. Whole nation was shocked. So if you put the chronology that All India Rowlatt Satyagraha was started, then 6th April there was a strike, All India strike, and then Jallianwala Bagh incident, and thereafter Gandhi decided to take back the Rowlatt Satyagraha. So be cool in analyzing anything. Don't be in a hurry, give time, and thereafter you'll find the clarity of your understanding will increase. It's a very short clarity, because the event, causes, consequences should be interlinked before you proceed the next event. It is interlinked because event proceed the events, and that is how you can remember so many facts in this modern India. So Jallianwala Bagh incident, what is the story? That look, Punjab was in the revolutionary activities. So there was disturbances at many places and civil martial law was imposed in Punjab. So there was complete ban on taking session, procession, gathering. These prohibitory orders were put in the Punjab. But there was a proposed session of Indian National Congress at Amritsar in 1919. So Amritsar session of Indian National Congress was proposed in 1919. So there was meetings by the congressmen to organize the session. So two members of Congress reception committee of Amritsar, Dr. Satyapal and Saifuddin Kichlu, arrested. Saifuddin Kichlu arrested. So there was local gathering at Jallianwala Bagh, and it was a gathering to oppose the arrest of two Congress leaders. However, the same day in Jallianwala Bagh, the women, children, they gathered to celebrate the Baisakhi. Even they were not knowing that there is a prohibitory order or curfew kind of thing. But when General Dyer, General R. Dyer, he was military commander of Punjab. So General R. Dyer came with the troops and started unprovoked firing on unarmed Indians, leading to death of many. So it was not a simple incident, but in fact, it was a mass murder, which left the entire nation shocked. So the opposition came from intelligentsia first. The opposition came from intelligentsia means like Rabindranath Tagore. He returned the title of knighthood to the British. Returned the title of knighthood to the British, Rabindranath Tagore. Shankaran Nair, he was the only member in the India Council, Indian member, resigned. So therefore, there was pressure on British to act. So British government suspended General Dyer and constituted Hunter Committee to inquire the incidents of Jallianwala Bagh. General Dyer returned back to England, and in England he received heroic reception. You'll be surprised to know that House of Commons, the lower house of the British Parliament, passed a resolution praising the General Dyer. His act as a bravery. The coverage of the newspaper, the media, was equally provocative. They put the caption before the General Dyer, Lion of British Empire, only protector of British Empire. So overall, this is a total humiliation to the Indians, those who understood that if you do good for the British, British will do good for us. So it was shocking, and shocking to Gandhi as well. But Gandhi was waiting for the outcome of the Hunter Committee report. There was a British newspaper, Morning Post. Morning Post conducted charity for General Dyer. Charity for General Dyer, and £30,000 was collected. £30,000 was collected. Had collected charity for General Dyer, and £30,000 was collected. General Dyer. So all these things was shocking to the Indians. Meanwhile, the report of Hunter Committee came, despite the fact that there were 3 Indians also in the Hunter Committee, Sultan Ahmad Khan, Lala Jagat Narayan, and A. Setalbad, 3 Indian members were there in the Hunter Committee. And despite this, the Hunter Committee acquitted General Dyer from all charges. Hunter Committee, however, put General Dyer on such a situation that General Dyer failed to understand the situation, but there was no legality or any actionable thing found against him. And that is the reason why General Dyer was acquitted from all charges. So that was shocking to the Indians. And here Gandhi, he made a very, very emphatic statement that it is not British government in India is bad, but whole British system is bad. And cooperation in any form with this satanic government is sin. And that is how the loyalist Gandhi, cooperator Gandhi, had turned into opponent or non-cooperator. So this is the reason why I said that 1919, it was the turning year in the history of Gandhi's relation with the British. So this is how you summarize the whole facts and figures when we talk about the Rowlatt Act and Jallianwala Bagh. Obviously, the incidents was interconnected. And then few days later, 18th April 1919, Gandhi decided to take back the Rowlatt Satyagraha. So therefore, the chronology of the events must be categorically defined, that all India Satyagraha was proposed, then all India strike on 6th April, there was incidents of Jallianwala Bagh 1 week later, 13th April, and then 18th April, Gandhi decided to take back the Rowlatt Satyagraha. So here at this moment, Gandhi forwarded a condition to the British that British must apologize for the wrong at Jallianwala Bagh. Otherwise, Congress would start the mass movement. British government rejected the call of Gandhi or the demand of Gandhi. And finally, the mass Satyagraha was organized. And in this way, that Indian National Congress or Indian nationalism entered into the second phase, and that is the politics of the mass mobilization. However, some congressmen, they were not happy with the Gandhi's non-cooperation attitude. Some congressmen were in favor of this Government of India Act 1919 because it was a big constitutional reform presented by the British. So initially, the proposal of the first mass movement or the non-cooperation movement was opposed by leaders like C.R. Das, Motilal Nehru, Annie Besant, because they were in favor of Government of India Act 1919. But at the same time, you'll find that Gandhi convinced them that Gandhi is not against the reform, but British must respond the call of Gandhi, must apologize for the incidents in the mass murder of the innocent persons in Jallianwala Bagh. So this is how the background of the non-cooperation movement had started. So we'll keep continue with all these things in the some consequent series. Thank you so much, and that's all for the day.